All right, our last problem here. Let's take a look. Vanessa has 6 dimes and 2 pennies. Joaquim has $1, 3 dimes, 5 pennies. Jimmy has $5 and 7 pennies. They want to put their money together to buy a game that costs $8. Do they have enough money to buy the game? If not, how much more money do they need? Well, that's the hint or the giveaway is they're most likely going to need more money because the question that we see is the following question is how much more money, right? So let's go back and check what they do have. 6 dimes, 2 pennies here for Vanessa, $1, 3 dimes, 5 pennies for Joaquim, and Jimmy has $5, 7 pennies. All right, you have choices here. You could either go ahead and write these values out with the whole ones, tenths, and hundredths and express it as currency if you already know how to do that, or you can leave them all in hundredths amounts, which would be in the cents value. So it's your choice how you want to do it. I'm going to just go ahead and proceed using the currency expression with ones, tenths, and hundredths. Okay, so here we are with Vanessa. And Vanessa has 6 dimes and 2 pennies. So 6 dimes is 6 times 10, which is 0.60. And then 2 pennies, 0.02. Okay, so that's how much she has. Then we have Joaquim. He has $1. So that's 1.00 as a one whole. 3 dimes, 3 times 10 cents, which is 0.30 or 30 cents. And then 5 pennies, which is 0.05 because that's hundredths. Okay. And then lastly, Jimmy, right, Jim for short, has $5. So that's wholes amounts and 7 pennies, 0.07. All right. What's our target? How much do we need to have to get that game? Well, they need to have $8 total. So our job is to figure out the sum of Vanessa, Joaquim, and Jimmy. Does it equal to $8? And if not, how much more do they need? Okay, so we have with Vanessa 62 cents. Joaquim is $1.35. And Jimmy is $5.07. So let's get the exact amount. So we're going to take these three values and add them all up. Okay, so we said that these two amounts is $6.42. Okay, and that's long addition. We can do that, and then you're going to add finally this amount to there to get their total sum. And now we can compare. What's the difference between $7.04 and the amount we want, $8? $7.04. And we get 96 cents. So that is our answer. 0.96, or you could say 96 cents. All right, moving on to number 4. They're going to challenge us with some higher sets of operations. A pen costs $2.29. A calculator costs 3 times as much as a pen. How much do a pen and a calculator cost together? All right. So we first have to figure out, we know that a pen is equal to $2.29. And a calculator is 3 times as much. So you could do it a couple of ways. One, you can multiply $2.29 times 3. And if you're not familiar with how to multiply with decimals, which at this time many of you don't, then you can do the old-fashioned way, which is, it's 3 times that amount. So a calculator is equal to 3 times what a pen costs, right? So that's going to be $2.29. And we know that if we want to do long addition, we could. So we could basically say we need to add $2.29 all together. Algorithm wise, you'd have to add them all up together, and we're still entering into this whole idea of adding and lining up decimals. But I'm showing you the method because this number 4 and 5 is challenging us to higher understanding of how to apply that. So we know if we add them up in traditional style, we can say adding up the hundredths place, we could say that's 27, and we carry the 2. Then we can go ahead and add the 10th place, and then that's going to be 8. And then we add up the ones place, and then we get 6. So a calculator costs $6.87. So what is the question asked? They want to know what is a pen and a calculator cost. So that's the question. So therefore we just go ahead and fill in what the values are. So a pen is $2.29, a calculator is $6.87, and then we can add those together to get $9.16. Okay. There are many ways you could do this. Again, I'm showing you one way with traditional decimals. You can also use fractions and add up them based on the ones place, the tenths place, and the hundredths place. All right, number 5 is a little more challenging. Gets as we go down the list. Krista has $7.32. Okay. Mallory has $2.04. How much money does Krista need to give Mallory so that each of them has the same amount? Right. So this requires some additional thinking. Let's use RDW method and say, well, Krista has, let's say that's $7.32 worth. So I'm going to use like an area model concept behind this. So if that's $7.32 amount, and then Mallory has $2.04, Mallory. So I'm just drawing an idea behind, well, what that might look like. Okay. And then it says, how much does Krista need to give Mallory? So we know Krista has a greater amount of money than Mallory. And what's that difference? If you look at it visually, then you could see here that it's this difference here, this amount. So this amount right here is the additional amount. She has more. What we're trying to do is get Krista and Mallory to have the same amount in the end. So first we have to figure out, well, look at this amount here that Krista has that's greater than Mallory, and then after we figure that out, we have to cut that in half or split it into a half and then share that to Mallory. Okay, so let's get you back to understand what's happening. We're trying to figure it out, the pink amount, and then we have to then later divide that in two. If we take this piece here and then move it here, then visually you can see that the two area models would be the same length. Okay, so looking at differences, we see we can do the math is $7.32 minus 2.04 gives us the difference. Okay, so we're doing a subtraction problem and we need to borrow. So we have 8 in the hundredths place, and then we have 2 in the tenths place, and 5. So $5.28 is the difference, which is the amount that Krista has greater than Mallory, and therefore we take $5.28 and we have to divide it in half. Well, again, because this is a higher math problem requirement on number 4 and 5, well, you would want to divide it by 2, right? And another way you might look at it is 5.28 divided by 2. And if we look at long division, then this is the math we're looking at. So 2 can go into the ones place, or 5 ones 2 times. Remember our long division algorithm that we learned. And that gives us a 4, which bring down the next amount. That's 12. So 2 can go into 12 6 times. There's no remainder there. And then lastly, we bring down the 8. 2 can go into 8 hundredths, 4 hundredths, right? So this is something that's happening here is we have to retain the decimal place. So we bring that up and we get the 2.64 amount. So that is the amount that we have to finally call our answer, $2.64. And if $2.64, say we're going to give that to Mallory, it would be this amount right here that we're taking from Krista and then giving it to Mallory. What you can see is if I fill that in right there, you could see now that both of these therefore in the end have the same amount of money.